In our lifetime, we absorb facts, information, and skills. We get our theoretical and practical understanding through education and experience. It's called knowledge. Welcome to television's longest-running high school quiz show, Knowledge Bowl. Let's join two of our 16 competing Northeast Michigan high schools and our host, Astrid Fitzpatrick, for today's match.
Hello, welcome to Knowledge Bowl, Michigan's longest-running quiz show. I'm your host, Astrid Fitzpatrick. Today our game is between Atlanta and Alcona, and we'll start by introducing our teams, beginning with Atlanta.
Garrett Pinson, junior.
Haley Bickhart, senior.
Brianna Webster, sophomore.
Brianna Gross, junior.
Abby Mages, freshman. Nicole Gary, sophomore. Donnie Fuller, sophomore.
And they're joined by their coach, Jen Colbert. And our team from Alcona.
Isaac Dubuque, senior.
Pierce Bilby, freshman.
And Tavius Micus, freshman.
Seth Stomachowski, sophomore.
Alex View, sophomore.
Haley Petty, sophomore.
And they're joined by their coach, Linda Moran. I'd also like to thank our judges, Joe Barczyk and Matthew Fitzpatrick, for being here today. Our first round is the toss-up round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
Round 1 is a toss-up format. A question will be asked, and the first competitor to ring in has the opportunity to answer the question. If a correct answer is given, the team is awarded 10 points. No consulting is allowed. If the answer is incorrect, then the question goes to the opposing team to answer.
All right, let's get started. A hairdresser begins with a small braid at the crown of her client's head. She continues braiding down the back of the head, adding a little loose hair from each side to the braid as she goes. What is the resulting hairstyle called? Haley?
French braid.
That's correct. A musical composition or painting of a night scene is called what? The correct answer was nocturne. Finish this rhyme. The grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them... Seth?
The Bend.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was march them down again. Where on earth would an astronomer be able to observe nearly all the cosmos over a period of several years? The correct answer was the equator. Both LaGuardia and JFK airports are located on which island? Isaac?
Hawaii.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was Long Island. In 1990, a NASA engineer proposed using a mission to the Sun via Jupiter to piggyback a space probe to the only planet in our solar system never before visited. Name the planet. Isaac?
Pluto.
That's correct. In ancient Rome, virgins tended the sacred fire for Vesta, the goddess of the hearth. The fire was allowed to go out only once a year on March 1st, which had what significance to the Romans? The correct answer was New Year's Day. How many of us would have had the fortitude to do what these youngsters have done? This excerpt from a 1958 editorial referred to a handful of black students who were integrating a high school in what southern capital city? Isaac?
Little Rock, Alabama.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was Little Rock, Arkansas. Most states' compulsory school attendance laws require students to stay in school up to what age? Isaac?
16.
That's correct. Which of these animals has no teeth? Dolphin, sea otter, squirrel, turtle, or mouse? Brianna?
I said a dolphin.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Pierce?
Turtle.
That's correct. Does the term commedia dell'arte refer to a genre of filmmaking, literature, theater, sculpture, or painting? Seth?
Painting.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Garrett?
Theater.
That's correct. When we're in a tough spot, we often say, I need a little help from my friends. In the struggle for independence, America received financial assistance from 2 independent countries. Name the 2 countries which aided ours in the war for independence. Isaac?
French and Spain.
That's correct. In U.S. courts of law, what is the result of a hung jury? We're looking for an 8-letter word. The correct answer was mistrial. Name any 2 of the 3 major groups of drugs that can cause addiction. Antavius?
Methamphetamines.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Right, and the answers we would have accepted were depressants, narcotics, or stimulants. Arriving at a formal military ceremony, the Vice President of the United States is entitled to a salute of 2 fewer guns than the President will receive. How many guns greet the Vice President? Antavius?
3.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Gary?
4.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was 19. Name the horses which have won the Kentucky Derby twice. Pierce?
Secretariat.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Right, and the correct answer was that no horse has ever won the Kentucky Derby twice. What was the first Major League Baseball team to open an office in Asia? Seth?
Boston Red Sox.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Garrett?
New York Yankees.
Sorry, that's also incorrect. Correct answer was the Los Angeles Dodgers. What do the initials in DreamWorks SKG stand for? And the correct answer was Spielberg, Katzenberg, and Geffen. Whose book club, launched in 1996, virtually guarantees a bestseller status for its selections? Garrett?
Oprah Book Club.
That's correct. In March 1997, in an open letter to the French newspaper Libertarian, 5 of his great-great-grandchildren denounced what they called a commercial pillage of heritage and a scandalous and obscene marketing program. Descendants of what French author attacked the Walt Disney Company for its animated version of The Hunchback of Notre Dame? The correct answer was Victor Hugo. 2 bitter enemies joined forces in August 1997 when Microsoft pumped $150 million into ailing Apple Computer. As part of the deal, Microsoft promised to update for the Macintosh which fast-selling business suite? And the correct answer was Microsoft Office. And that's all we have for our first round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. Okay, welcome back. So far I've got Atlanta with a score of 30 and Alcona with a score of 40. Our next round is the bonus round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
This is the bonus round. It consists of toss-up questions, as in round 1. However, this is the twist. The team answering correctly then gets 4 bonus questions. For each question answered correctly, a series of points will be awarded. Team members can consult, but only the team captain can answer the question. After an incorrect answer, the toss-up portion begins again for both teams.
In a move that the union hopes will lure more professionals into the system, Denver teachers approved the first plan in the nation to tie a teacher's pay raise to what? Isaac?
Years of experience.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Garrett?
Like classes, SAT scores.
Judges? Okay, that's correct. Okay, how many carbon atoms are contained in these organic compounds? Methane? Okay, and the correct answer was 1. Right, the Marine Corps unveiled its first production model of the MV-22 Osprey, a tilt-rotor aircraft that changes from what to what? Pierce?
A helicopter to an airplane.
That's correct.
Attaboy. Damn.
Okay, King Frederick the Great of Prussia was in his spare time a gifted composer and a virtuoso performer on the flute. I will name people who have achieved primary fame in one field or endeavor, and you tell me what instrument they were accomplished musicians in. Polish statesman Ignacy Jan Paderewski.
Piano.
That's correct. Nice. Comedian Woody Allen.
Guitar.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Correct answer was the clarinet. Okay, what U.S. state has the following as its greatest dimensions? North to south, 1,633 kilometers. East to west, 1,328 kilometers. Lowest point, sea level. Highest point, 6,194 meters. Pierce?
Alaska.
That's correct.
Nice.
Okay, the answers to all the following contain the word ice, the flavor of a black candy.
Black licorice. Ice licorice.
Black licorice.
That's correct.
Nice.
A giving up of something one desires. Okay, the correct answer was sacrifice. Okay, what adjective beginning with the letter C designates goods or machinery used for producing more goods for sale? The correct answer was capital. Name the Southeast Asian country Britain conquered and colonized in 3 separate 19th century wars. Isaac?
India.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? Garrett?
Indonesia.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Correct answer was Burma. What letter do you add to the word meaning erroneous to make another word meaning a school corps of teachers? The correct answer was C, turning faulty into faculty. Of Pascal, Ptolemy, Laplace, Archimedes, and Bernoulli, which great mathematician made his great contributions to the field in the 17th century? Isaac?
Pascal.
That's correct.
Nice. Nice pull.
Okay, these are 4-letter words. What word meaning an amount by which one thing exceeds another is used by gamblers to mean the probability of one event occurring rather than another?
Risk.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Correct answer was odds. The group known as PETA is against the abuse of what? Isaac?
Animals.
That's correct.
Attaboy.
Okay, these are relative to the formation of acid rain. What acid is formed by the hydrolysis of sulfur trioxide?
Sulfuric acid.
That's correct. What natural acidic anhydride is formed through animal respiration?
Methane.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Correct answer was carbon dioxide. Okay, most Greek drama deals with religious or mythological beings and with the power of the gods to punish man for his most common sin, pride. Which of the following was not a Greek dramatist? Virgil, Sophocles, Euripides, Aeschylus, and Aristophanes. Brianna?
Virgil.
That's correct. Okay, these questions are about Monteverdi. Identify the nationality of Claudio Monteverdi.
Is it Egyptian?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Correct answer was Italian. The name of this loose garment worn by artists is derived in part from Old Norse. What is it? Pierce?
Scarf.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was smock. What is the discriminant of 8x squared minus 3x minus 5 equals 0? The correct answer was 169. Raphael Semmes commanded one of the most drees ships in the 19th century, which sank more than 80 ships until it was sunk in 1864. Name the boat which caused so much damage to Yankee ships that the U.S. government sought reparations from the English for making it. The correct answer was the CSS Alabama. Why did Chile attract few settlers after the Spanish conquest? And the correct answer was because explorers had found no gold or silver there. Give me the title of Theodore Géricault's painting depicting the sea disaster off Senegal. And the correct answer was The Raft of the Medusa. Name either of the two people in the Hebrew Bible who did not explicitly die. Isaac?
Zechariah.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was Elijah or Enoch. It is considered one of the most venomous creatures on Earth, with a bite that almost immediately damages the circulatory system. Consequently, this jellyfish has a rare high mortality rate. Its tentacles can be up to 30 feet long. Name it. Pierce?
Is it a man o' war?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer is the sea wasp. That's all we have for our second round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. Welcome back. So far I've got Atlanta with a score of 50 and Alcona with a score of 95. We're also joined by, on Atlanta's side, by alternates Abby Zagis, Nicole Gary, and Donnie Fuller. Our next round is the 60-second round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
This is our 60-second round. The team with the lowest score selects from one of the 4 categories of 10 questions. The team that has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. Any missed questions will then be answered by the opposing team. An additional 20-point bonus is awarded for answering all 10 questions correctly.
Right, we're starting with Atlanta, who's chosen the category North Carolina. At the time of the Revolution, plantations of what crop dominated the economy of the eastern part of the state?
Tobacco.
That's correct. On November 21st, 1789, North Carolina became the last state to do what?
Secede.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. On May 20th, 1861, North Carolina became the last southern state to do what?
Pass.
Name any 2 of the 3 universities in the academic triangle.
Duke in North Carolina.
That's correct. Name both the capital and the largest city.
Raleigh. No. Pass.
What popular state bird is North Carolina's state bird?
Pass.
List any 3 of the 4 states bordering North Carolina. Okay. And Alcona. On November 21st, 1789, North Carolina became the last state to do what?
No clue. No clue.
Oh, should we pass on that one?
Pass.
Pass. Okay. On May 20th, 1861, North Carolina became the last southern state to do what?
Execution. Become free or something.
Secede from the Union.
That's correct.
Nice.
Name both the capital and the largest city.
Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach.
Raleigh and Myrtle Beach.
Sorry, that's incorrect. What popular state bird is North Carolina's state bird?
Blue Jay.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Okay, and then we'll go to Alcona, who's chosen the category letters disguised as words. We'll define words that can be pronounced as several letters in the alphabet. For example, if I said, what 2 letters describe the eyes of a snake, so your answer would be B, D. Okay, number 1, not difficult.
Easy.
Easy.
That's correct.
Boy.
Vacant.
EP. Like empty. Empty. Empty.
Empty.
That's correct. In French, it's je vois.
Pass.
An Indian home.
TP.
TP.
That's correct. Just fine.
Okay.
That's correct. The walls of Wrigley Field are covered with it.
Pass.
Jealousy.
Pass.
Written composition.
Pass.
To rot.
DK.
DK.
That's correct. And in Spanish, it's ochenta.
AT.
AT.
That's correct.
Data boys. Nice.
And Atlanta, in French, it's je vois.
TY.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The walls of Wrigley Field are covered with it.
Pass.
Jealousy.
NV.
That's correct. And written composition.
SA.
That's correct. That's all we have for our 60-second round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. Okay, welcome back. So far, I've got Atlanta with a score of 90 and Alcona with a score of 155. Our last round is a toss-up round, just like the first round, so we'll go ahead and get started. Eritrea is located on the part of East Africa known as what? The correct answer was the Horn. What word did Samuel Goldwyn mean when he botched the following cliche? It's sweeping the country like wildflowers. Garrett?
Wildfire.
That's correct. In psychology, it's a vivid and recurrent collection of a traumatic experience. What is the word which also identifies a technique used in novels? Isaac?
PTSD.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was flashback. For baking, many people use what kind of oven that circulates heat with a fan? Pierce?
Convection.
That's correct. What kingdom of life produces thread-like structures that grow deep into their food materials? The correct answer was fungi. If two angles of a triangle are complementary, find the number of degrees in the third angle of the triangle. Seth?
60.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Garrett?
90.
That's correct. What is the ratio of the surface area to volume for a cube that measures 4 centimeters on each side? Isaac?
1 to 4.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was 3 to 2. Which government agency is responsible for the topographical and geological mapping of the United States? The correct answer was the U.S. Geological Survey. It's a violent, brief, and unexpected windstorm that may come with rain or snow. Name the 6-letter word beginning with S. The correct answer is squall. During the early 1800s, why did the U.S. Army and others use lead instead of wood to manufacture some of the canisters that were used to store and transport gunpowder? Pierce?
Because wood is flammable.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was because after the gunpowder was used, the lead canister was melted down and made into rifle balls. What Southeast Asian country was the only independent nation in the region to fight on the Axis side? Garrett?
Was the Philippines?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Alcona? Isaac?
Taiwan.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Correct answer was Thailand. What division of a Roman army legion numbering 300 to 600 men is now a word referring to any group or, more commonly, an accomplice? The The correct answer was cohort. The Battle of Monmouth was the last major northern engagement of the Revolutionary War. In what state did it take place? Seth?
Massachusetts.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta? The correct answer was New Jersey. If one can of brand X cat food feeds 3 kittens or 2 grown cats, then at this rate, 10 cans of brand X cat food will feed 12 kittens and how many grown cats? Gary?
8.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Isaac?
14.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Correct answer was 12. In the first Republican campaign for president in 1856, this adjective was featured prominently in campaign slogans. Happily for sloganeers, the candidate's own name even sounded like this word. Name the candidate or the word. The correct answer was John Fremont, or Free. Name the U.S. National Observatory near Tucson, Arizona, which has one of the world's largest solar telescopes. The correct answer was Kitt Peak. Name any 4 of the 6 largest cities in Connecticut. And the answers we would have taken were Bridgeport, Hartford, New Haven, Waterbury, Stamford, or Norwalk. Portuguese for new thread. This dance evolved from the samba in the 1950s and 60s. The correct answer was bossa nova. Opera fans may shout out the superlative form of the Italian word for well done following a truly superb performance. What's the word? Pierce?
Encore.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. And Garrett?
Bravo.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Correct answer was bravissimo. What name is held in common by both the largest of Ireland's 4 provinces and the German city in North Rhine-Westphalia after which a popular cheese is named? The correct answer was Munster. And that's all we have for our last round. We'll be right back with the final scores. And welcome back. Our final scores are Atlanta with 110 and Alcona with 155. So congratulations to our winners today from Alcona. Join us next week when we'll have Ogama Heights versus Whittemore Prescott. And I'll leave you with a quote from Carl Jung: "Knowledge lies not in truth alone, but in error also. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's why they put the little erasers on pencils." Have a nice day.